Hey guys, what's going on? This is Brad Cole from Brad Cole Photography, and I figured I would just do a really quick tutorial and kind of to show you guys really the difference between editing and a non-edited image. I know a lot of photographers just give you kind of what they shoot in camera, which is great if they get it right. But even when you do get it right, it's still, when you actually edit an image, it just makes it pop. So for me, the image right here, we got Brendan over here, one of my senior reps. He looks great. I mean, this is pretty much the image that was shot in camera, and let me just select this real fast. Once I edited it, I just really wanted to make sure that everything popped. So what I did is I highlighted his eyes, I softened his skin, I put some nice clarity into his clothing just to give it a lot more texture. So I mean, looking at this compared to this, it is quite a bit of a difference, especially some of these shadows right here on his face. Even though they are very natural, I kind of just like to blow them out to make it look a little smoother. So what I'm going to do is we'll pull up the next image here. This is the just in-camera image here, and a lot of times what I'll do is I will lighten, take up the temperature just a little bit, give the skin tones a nice healthy glow. Kind of depending on the image, I'll adjust the exposure just a little bit, and I'll lower the highlights just so that the skin tones aren't overexposed. Something else I really like to do is just put a slight little bit of a post-crop vignette. In all of my images when I import, I always do a little bit of sharpening. I just bring that up about 80% or 80, so not all the way up by any means, because I'm not trying to make it look super fake, but still I want to bring that clarity to the image. Usually with images, I will kind of darken up the shadows just a little bit, and we'll bring up the vibrance up just a little bit. So the majority of the time what I'm going to do is zoom in on the face. Face is pretty good here. I mean, overall, I mean, it's a decent shot image in camera, but I'm going to give just a little bit of clarity here. I'm going to bring out my brush, and I have some presets of things that I like to do. So one of the things I usually do is a softened skin, and what I've done with this is I've just brought down the clarity on it, and that's pretty much all this does. And it just softens the skin tones. It kind of takes away a lot of the unwanted shadows that kind of fall into the face. So I'll just do a really quick rub on his face here. Alright, and shake this up just a little bit, just right there. Alright, so just there. So far, what we've done so far is just original image here, breaking it into the actual image that we're going to be using. A lot of my clients, because I think just the image is all about the eyes, I really like to bring a lot of attention to the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to a 1:1 crop, trim down my brush a little bit. I'm going to highlight his eyes here and just bring out a little bit of this light that's already in his eyes. I think that's going to look really good here. And then I'll do another brush for teeth whitening. And just with this, I bring it up usually about 20, and I bring the saturation down, and just like to go in and make this brush just a little larger here. Let's go through and just take out all the yellow in the teeth. And then because we're desaturating it, you want to make sure you don't desaturate the lip, just the teeth. And kind of depending on the image, you actually want to probably bring this up a little bit more so it does look natural. I mean, because if he had stark white teeth like something like this, it ain't right. So I'm just gonna undo those here. So that looks pretty natural to me. I mean, it is just a little bit yellow, so I'm gonna drop it down just a little bit more, and that should be good. Zoom out here, and this is what we got so far. I mean, this is really quick edits, nothing too impactful here, but this is the original right here. Bring it into the edited one. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to bring up the exposure just a little bit more. Yeah, That's a little bit too much, so I'm gonna pull down these skin tones just a bit. Here we go. This is what we're gonna do. A lot of times it's trial and error. You just never know really what's going to be the right fit for the image. But I think that's just about how I like it. So we have the original versus edited. Original, edited. A lot of times if they are like guys and they're kind of physically active, I'll also do a light clarity over here, and I'm going to bring the density down just a bit, and just kind of bring out some of the arms and oftentimes the shirts, just to get a little bit of an extra pop. It's hard to do this on the face though. The skin tones just don't quite look right. A lot of times it's going to bring out the shadows. So for an example, I'll just do a over the eye. I mean, it looks like you got punched in the eye, so we're going to undo that. There we go. So image to me, I think that looks great. This is one of the ones selected by the client, and they love it. So anyways, again, this is just kind of what I do for the images, and just like to make sure that all my clients look great post-production as well as in the camera. So this is Brad Cole from Brad Cole Photography signing out.